It was a dark and stormy RPG session. Hi everyone and welcome to Murder by Murder, our Agatha Christie style murder mystery RPG here on the Long Lost Lore channel. My name is Philip. I'm your Parlor Master. Parlor. Because of British. They put U's in a lot of words. So do the Canadians. Joining me are a bunch of wonderful players. Say, aha, players.
Uh-huh.
Players.
There we go.
Aha.
Okay. People take some. You know what's fun is that over the course of these campaigns, everyone starts kind of putting their own spin on the greeting, and I love it. I hope you out there do too. Let's talk a little bit about this game, both what has happened in it before, because we do have Lord Reginald back. Who has not been here for a couple times. We also did take a break off there, so I'm going to do a bit of a recap. Quite frankly, I think for this game, it's helpful for the players to kind of get a recap anyway, because you really got to hold a lot of stuff in your brain. But before I do that, I am going to mention I'll try to mention this during the game as well to anyone else who shows up, just how this system works. We are running a new system that I sort of created for this game. I call it the Christie system for predictable reasons. The way it works is all you're ever trying to do, it's a sort of a binary pass-fail situation, which some players are having more trouble with understanding than others.
Singular.
And some player are having more trouble with this. So the point is, all you have to do is roll a 5 or higher. And so you have different sized dice for your sort of respective sort of areas of expertise, being luck, intuition, knowledge, and physicality. If you you basically have a D6, which only gives you like a 33% chance, a D8, which gives you a 50% chance, or a D12, which gives you a 66% chance. And then if you're really good at things, you get to roll double dice and try to get them. You also have aha points you can spend to increase those rolls, but it's really not a very rolling-centric game. I try not to have them make too many rolls, and though I think I violated this several times, theoretically the whole game should function if they even never made a roll. They can just get more and better information with the rolls. So, that's how the game works. We have some wonderful characters here. Dr. Austin Gordon, Lord Reginald Huntington Smythe, Miss Sybil Wilson, the Baroness Sophia Esterhaas, and then not present tonight, but he will be present in the game, is the immortal Ivan, known to his friends as John Steinberg.
He has friends?
Well, I don't know. Is Sybil, do you
Acquaintances.
consider John Steinberg a friend?
I don't know. We talked at a party once.
Okay. So, known to a couple of people he talked to at a party once as John Steinberg.
Seems
When
like
we
playing
last-
Monopoly with
And
Mark-
he definitely plays late night
Martinez.
Monopoly with the Martinez. So when we last left our group, they had sort of discovered not one but two murders, and various members of the sort of household here leapt into action to investigate these matters. The doctor, understandably, took a sort of prominent role in looking over the bodies themselves. Sybil kind of went to do some looking at things. Lord Reginald and Lord Joseph, of course, Lord Joey. He kind of conscripted Reginald because he was like, something's suspicious here. And the two of you went, and Reginald, we can say this was, you either did this grudgingly, not at all, or as enthusiastically as you wanted. You guys tied up a concussed driver from the village named Arthur, because Joey was like, well, here's the new guy, he clearly did it. And at which point the doctor came up and said, this man has a severe concussion. There's no way he did any of these murders.
Begrudgingly, very much so.
You'll say begrudgingly? Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of, it was up to you of whether you were even in the room when it was happening. You were just like, Joey, okay. In any case, the doctor sort of like made some suggestions as to how you all should sort of go over all of this sort of information you'd found. So far, the main points that had been made, I'll just say some of the major clues. Slickett likely died between midnight and 2 a.m., and as far as the doctor could tell, he was killed in the gallery on the top floor with a knife wound under the clavicle. Pearl-handled knife sticking out of it. He had a little bit of paper in his hand, which Sybil, I still think, has not quite divulged what conclusion she's done about that, but we're going to have you all gather soon, and you can kind of put some ideas together. But there was a little scrap of paper in his hand. It seems that Lord Corse, according to the doctor, either was thrown by someone who's incredibly dexterous and or strong from his balcony onto the rocky shore below, or he fell or leapt, but he was very far out and he died on impact on the rocks below. That is the doctor's conclusion. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Did anybody point the finger at me?
So far, no one has pointed a finger at literally anyone, which makes me think everyone has done it or is planning some, and they don't want to like.
We all collectively picked them up.
We were all in the
threw them up.
You did the what's the peasant railgun from old D&D? Remember, you know about that? If 1,000 peasants all throw a chicken at a certain speed, it reaches infinite velocity. So basically, there's some. Do you genuinely not know about that?
I don't think I know. I don't think I've heard of that one.
I've heard of the salmon cannon.
Okay, the peasant railgun is the idea that and I also think this was a real thing in like 3rd edition. I'm not sure that I think they were really using the rules, but it's basically that because a combat round lasts 6 seconds, if you hire like several thousands of peasants,
and each one takes their turn throwing,
and every peasant hands something across to the others, the length of the peasants would achieve.
Oh my god!
Exactly, because they could all do it within a 1 6-second turn. That the velocity achieved by the object that you're spending would achieve like railgun velocity, and yeah. Everyone.
The third guy would drop it for sure.
Well, no, it's that every peasant readies an action to throw something, and so then they all pass, and everyone out before that guy passes it to the person. Point being, it
would have to stay in the air for 6 seconds. No.
What they're coming to, what they're trying to do is merge the non-reality of D&D rules with the velocity you would achieve by sending something at that speed. So
got it.
Yes, the answer by any DM is incorrect, but the point is that's a peasant railgun. Look it up sometime; it's pretty funny. All right. So all of this is to say, unless you guys, in this case, it would be a noble railgunned. Unless you guys noble railgunned this man out and everyone participated, the doctor says it's highly unlikely he was pushed, unless he was pushed from a projecting beam that somebody else was somehow on and managed to get back in from in the storm. So that's kind of the. Oh, and also, Sybil.
The alternative is he climbed himself onto into the beams, but what are the chances of that?
Exactly. Sybil also mentioned, she noted there was water stains on the floor of the room, though the doors were closed, of his room called Hades. That was a clue that had been mentioned. Another clue on the Arthur, who was passed out. Reginald and Lord Joey tied up this cat Arthur, and there was a crumpled up note in his room with a little bit of blood on it. And this note was made out to Slicket, inviting him to this event. And said note did not have a missing piece of paper on it, though it did match the paper that you had found, Sybil. And the note kind of implied, sort of in a sort of like indirect way, that someone knew he was not who he was saying he was.
I mean, and we don't necessarily, well, I guess some of us do, but the whole family knows that. And like, not.
It was revealed to none of you characters that the whole family were aware that Slicket was someone, at least the Marchioness, Gladys, Alicia, and Vivian all knew. No one knows if Odette was aware of that. Other matters that have been sort of coming up on a few occasions. Well, I'll let you guys come back with that because that's what you always go to that. I don't need to clue you in on whose hair is what color. But in other news, basically the doctor said, okay, there's 3 things that need to happen. I need to investigate the bodies. We need to go through Slickett's room, and we need to find the blackmail material that sort of Slickett said to me the guy was using to get him to come here. And in fact, when you guys asked Alicia about blackmail, she said she suspected her father was in fact a blackmailer. She thought he did it not for money but for fun.
Of course he would.
Because he was a cool guy who said nice things to people. So Dr.
Yeah.
Gordon, you, along with the help of a kitchen maid come nurse, she assisted you with sort of looking through that guy's body. And I think, the main thing you found is that the injury, the weapon that had killed Slickett was not a knife, or it was a knife, but it was not like an intense knife. It was a letter
knife
opener or
adjacent.
stationary knife. And that's what was driven through his flesh, which you
And
found
it is-
you don't think is a very good weapon. Yes?
And we discovered that it's from
I-
a set from his desk.
That's true, but I'm going in.
I didn't discover it.
Sorry.
I'm going by room.
Okay.
Yes, we will get to that in a moment. So it was a pearl handle thing in there, and Gordon said a few other. Then Gordon just made lots of just comments on that, and this nurse was this maid was just listening. Up in another room, Lord Reginald, you were present for the following, though you were not present. You guys found that Slickett's room had already been tossed. All of the sheets had been pulled off the bed. The various, sort of luggage he had been opened, had been gone through. As far as you and Lord Joey know, there was nothing of note. The immortal Ivan may have found a couple of things, and he's not here, which means I don't know if you guys will get that information or not. I'm actually going to text that guy. I should have done this
And it was
earlier.
it was the Dionysus room, right?
It was the Dionysus room. Correct. I'm gonna actually text him real quick. Please hold. Oh, Vonda, tell you what. Why don't you? Could you tell us what you found in the other room, you and Sybil, or both of you, sort of share with us what you found there as I text to see if
Oh
Ivan is.
well, we found the main thing we found. Oh, there was a notebook behind the bed, the smashed picture of the family, and the
Posted
notebook.
on the monitor screen.
Yeah, the notebook had numbers on it that amounts and dates, but they were out of order, and it seemed like it was in the order he discovered them, not the order they were paid. And then we find a safe.
This is in Slickett's room?
No, this is in the Hades room.
The Hades room.
The Hades room, which they have sort of now come to learn was Lord Corse's actual room. He did not stay with his
And
wife
maybe
down in
Sybil wants to tell us about the safe.
She opened it?
And
Yeah,
what you
well,
find
so
in
the
there.
password was on a post-it, as it usually is with old people, except the post-it was the ceiling of his bathroom, and the monitor was the bathtub somehow. So there was that.
Monitor? What?
You know how like old people like they
Don't
always put their
worry
password on a
about it.
post-it and put it on the monitor? It's just like that. So that was the password to the safe, or code
Mon-
to the safe. And
No,
then
not the real monitor. It's
There's
a
no
symbolic
monitor.
monitor.
If when you sit in the bathtub, you saw some tiles with the numbers on them. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
She's needlessly obscuring it.
And then it makes perfect sense to me. And then we opened the safe, and there were, I don't know, like 7 binders. I don't know why 7's in my mind, but there were a
Six, I
bunch of
think it's
binders
six.
that had just a ton of blackmail. But there was no binder that had any of our names. So there's that.
That is in fact what. Yeah, I think that's everything.
That was
you
it. Was
guys-
in the safe?
in the safe.
Yeah,
that we're
just a
taking-
bunch
yeah.
of binders with a bunch of blackmail binders with people's names who aren't us.
They're binders. They're really more like blackmail scrapbooks. You know, like he got really into like scrapbooking and decoupage. So yeah, he likes when he does blackmail. He likes to create fun borders.
I mean, you really should take pride and enjoyment in your hobby. It makes sense.
Amen. You know what? Amen. So with that, I will sort of I'm just gonna have everyone regroup in the library. After a time to kind of share what they have learned. Sybil, are you bringing those? Are you and the Baroness? Are you two bringing all these binders with you?
I mean, I want to say yes, but also just like I do feel like
Is
carrying
if-
that amount of binders. I mean, how thick are the binders? Like, are they half a inch or are they like,
But
like
do you-
3
there
inches?
are some
Each
other
one's like that
people's
thick.
secrets in these.
yeah, that's
Do
a
you
lot
guess-
of weight.
Do you
Especially
do
for
you,
two.
do you trust everyone
here.
down there, including the family, with this material? You think
I
it's
mean-
a good idea?
So, while I understand what you're saying, the way I view it, and I guess technically the way Sybil views it, is like, yes, any one of these people / multiple could be the murderer / murderers, but then also not sharing the information is more detrimental to me figuring it out because then I don't get all the information either. Like me hiding things definitely will cause people to not share things with me, and then I may definitely get murdered at that point because whatever reason. So I just don't want to, like Sybil would share it.
All right.
We should just say for the past while, I was using the bathroom, and as I leave, Ivan goes in.
There you go. Yeah. So Reginald kind of comes back
Taking a long
around.
bath.
Ivan
He
will
should let
sort
it
of
air out first, though. He probably shouldn't go in right.
It's alright, there's
after.
some incense in there. It's cool.
Was there some Pulp Fiction stuff here?
basically.
It's like I have my Tommy gun waiting outside, or my submachine gun, whatever you have.
Exactly. So
All right. Emergency meeting time.
Oh, but yeah, like I was trying to figure out. I mean, there's me and the Baroness, who's like pretty old. Can we carry all of those binders realistically, or do we have to get like one of the servants to help us? And would they even help us after they
How
see
many
this?
binders are there?
At least 6.
Maybe you don't need to carry all of them, just one of them, as for illustrative purposes, maybe. Whatever you believe is the most relevant.
What does the parlor master say?
well,
I mean,
Up to
I mean,
Sybil to decide.
if I'm only taking one, I would absolutely lock the safe after. Not that that really stops a whole ton of people, but
Well,
It's
something.
right there anyway.
But not if we don't.
Could they carry all of them down then, or?
I will say for you to carry all of them, it would be I'll say it's doable, and you might even like make a couple trips or ask servants to help.
Could I take one of the blankets off of the bed and use that as like like put them on the blanket and then drag
Yes,
the blanket?
I'm gonna say you can create a blanket sled
Okay,
out
I
of
will do
these.
that.
That's fine. So as you're sort of gathering up a blanket, this is going to. I'm actually going to do this on. I will do this on the thing, and just this will be unaware because there's just too many components to this. So the Baroness has privately informed me that she wants to just sticky fingers a few pages out of one of these binders real quick. So I'm going to say Sybil is unaware of this because you are good at sticky fingers unless you fail this, and then she's going to be real aware of it. So Baroness, there are multiple binders. I actually simply need you. Of the 6 binders that are here, would you please just roll for me a d6?
1d6. Okay.
This is. You said you're grabbing from a random. You said random
A
pages
6.
from any binder. A
yes,
6.
A 6.
Loverly. Please roll me a sticky fingers check.
That's 2d6s, right?
I don't know what it's. Do you have it as a special skill?
Yes.
And it's under the? Is it under a thing of d6?
Yes.
Then yes, 2d6s.
Real non.
A 5 and a 6.
Wow.
Well, give yourself an aha point, and Sybil, the Baroness times it just as you're fluffing up, like the thing. There's just this sort of like, whoosh, as she rips something out of the sixth. Bind.
Shocking.
Yeah, shocking.
Why am I not surprised?
Vonda has never, in any game, I just want to tell viewers that one thing Vonda's never done, is go rogue and steal something.
Hey, Clyde.
Okay, that one time where you were playing a chill turtle.
Hey, I played.
I feel like if I dig hard enough, I could find some time where
Yeah,
Clyde
I
stole
bet Clyde
something.
stole a fish because he was hungry once. I guarantee it.
Actually,
That's not
probably.
stealing if you're hungry.
Clyde stole a fish who was hungry.
It's
Or
not
some kid
stealing
came home
if
from
you're
stealing if you're
hungry.
hungry.
With a bag of goldfish, and next thing you know, there's no goldfish in the bag.
I stole this money, officer. I was hungry, so it doesn't
Okay,
count.
next time I'm making a lawful good character.
Who steals
You've been-
stuff for the good,
You-
right?
you
Like Robin
steal-
Hood.
Paladin
Robin
that
Hood.
tries to
Yeah.
kill people.
And
You know it,
not
I know
gonna
it.
be Anthony Lawful either. Just gonna be
Not
goody
Anthony
two-shoes.
Lawful.
Absolutely
We'll
goody
see.
two-shoes.
I'll believe
just
it
to
when I
get
see it,
all of the
Vonda. I'll
nerves.
believe it when I see it.
Believe it when I see it, and I'll never see it because you'll create a character whose sleight of hand is too high for them to ever see when you steal.
All the
So-
stats are just in that one thing.
Exactly.
Everything else is negative.
I'm a Dex Paladin.
I feel I'm
I'm a
Bill.
Dex Paladin.
Yeah, Dex Paladin.
If it's yes, I will say
Worst
just
AC.
for viewers
You
out
were
there.
not supposed to tell them. Really,
Alright.
it was supposed to be our secret.
When you guys are in the same room,
Mm.
the
audience
private
sees
things
it.
are when you're off on your own. The camera would have been aware of that, but KJ is unaware of that. I will say to people out there in the world
But
that
KJ
KJ's aware, but
aware.
Sybil is
Sybil is
unaware.
unaware.
KJ's aware,
is
KJ.
fully aware.
KJ won't tell Sybil because she can't on account of fiction and reality. I will, however, mention that here's how you know it's a Vonda character in D&D. No Vonda character will have anything other than amazing at perception, stealth, and some side of sleight of hand or pickpocketing or lockpicking.
Or all
You
of
know
them.
what you like.
That's what I like. I'm going to go against character next time. I swear.
Fair enough. So, in any case, Sybil, you manage to, gather up these binders, and you sort of begin sliding them along the floor. They're really
I
not.
do have a question, just because we keep saying binders, but I know this is like really old. It doesn't look like a binder like you'd have in school. Because, like, it's, for example, like a 3-ring binder, if you rip pages out, you wouldn't know. There'd be no way to know unless things were like numbered, right?
Right.
So, but it's not like a book, right, where you would rip them out and you'd notice. So, what is it?
These are. It's more like a folio. Honestly, it's more like a large stack. Any binding would have been tied in, and there are, as you thumbed through, there's a lot of sheets just slapped
Okay.
in. Not.
So it'd be impossible to notice, kind of like a 3-ring.
It would be, yes. You would
Okay,
have no
okay.
idea that it was taken.
I just
yes.
wanted to know like what I was working with.
Yes. In a blanket and starts sliding. Great. So as you're sliding them sort of down the stairs, Doctor, we'll just kind of say for convenience sake, Dr. Gordon, you and the nurse have washed your hands thoroughly. And now you are returning to the room. Alicia, the Marchioness, Gladys, and Vivian have made their way to this sort of study. We'll also say that Reginald, Joey, and our good friend Immortal Ivan will be with you all for now. Though yes, as we say, he may step aside. He's got something in his throat. Probably.
Are
some
we all
makeup.
accounted for?
So everyone at this point is accounted for.
All right.
Although
No
is
third murder.
Odette with you? Is a question I will ask. Odette?
Sybil and the Baroness would have been coming down from the top floor, so they would have seen, or at least peeked into there.
Yeah, do you want to peek in on Odette, Sybil?
Yes. I also just want to clarify, just because that would probably be a hassle. Maybe not blanket sled, but like blanket Santa sack.
Understood, yes.
That's what I imagine.
All right. So, Sybil, as you walk down on the second floor where your room is, because Odette is next to you and Nyx, please make a luck roll.
Oh. That is a 6.
A 6. That's over 5. Congratulations.
That could be mine.
You kind of just, you take a you take a gander at your door as you pass. You did go and lock your door on your way upstairs. You do notice a small sort of like not really scrape, but almost like just like indentation on the door under the lock, under the keyhole on the wood.
Like in the metal?
Like on the wood below the metal.
And
Am I there
indentation?
with her?
You are, yes.
Okay.
You don't notice this because you're not looking for it, but she kind of just, as she looks at her door to see if it's still locked. You
I
notice
don't
that.
super understand what that means / what I'm looking at, I guess. Like it looks like
You know what?
like an indentation under the lock? Like as if someone took the lock off? I don't
Make an intuition roll. I'll let you do it intuition, not knowledge. Just a D12.
D12.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
Also, since you have lock picking as a physicality, I'll say it can be intuition for that reason. As you look at it, what it seems to be is that like, as if someone was like trying to get into the room but didn't force the door. As if somebody like tried to open it, found it locked, maybe pushed or prodded a bit, but the door does not
Okay.
appear to have been forced open.
And actually
Okay.
done the door somehow.
Yeah,
Ding
but there's
dong.
a little, like someplace someone was like, they just backed.
Okay. So it's just evidence that someone was tampering with the door in in some kind of
Someone
way.
was denied.
Okay.
You,
Glad I
I'm
fucking
gonna say with
locked
your
it.
7, you don't think anybody opened the door.
Okay.
Well then.
Well, I will I guess note that.
Interesting.
How long
Carry
were we
on.
up there in that room?
Hmm?
How long were we up there? Like since I locked it.
I'm
to
gonna
now.
say everyone was places for like half an hour.
Okay. So within the past 30 minutes, someone tried to get in there.
Mhm.
Okay.
You can check in on Odette.
Yes.
Odette is awake. She's sitting up. Margaret Circle is telling shapes to her. And Odette's like, that's fine, Margaret, thank you. Oh, Sybil, is everything okay? Are you robbing us?
No, this is just some stuff I found.
We're up
It
in
might
the
help.
safe of your father's.
It might help
Got her
with
sack.
figuring out,
Just-
these. Yeah, just. I mean,
Please tell me the bed sheets had dollar signs on them.
you must
Ah.
be the Monopoly guy.
I see. Well, is everyone gathering again?
Maybe we weren't officially summoned, but I'm getting ready to do that.
see.
Odette, can I will sit, I guess. Like she's in the bed, I'm guessing.
Mhm. Yeah.
I will sit on the bed, and I guess I'm still holding the sack. I'm not going to let go of that.
And Baroness, are you just
um,
kind of coming in behind her in the room? Baroness? Vonda?
Yes.
I mean,
Are you
absolutely-
are you entering the room where she's talking to Odette?
Do I feel I'm welcome, or should I just move on to my?
I mean, I
own
guess
room?
Sybil would have said like, oh, you don't have to follow me. You can go to the
Yeah.
wherever we were
probably-
going. But I'm just gonna check in on Odette real quick.
I'm just probably. Where is my room? Is it on this floor? or the
Your
other
room is
one?
a floor below.
Oh.
Yeah.
You are down in Demeter, a floor below this.
Yeah, I probably go to my own room.
Understood. Go check on your own room. Perfect. So, Sybil, she she sort of she just kind of sits up and says, "What's wrong?"
I just want to ask you. I do believe in the morning when we went downstairs, you had said to me that you wanted to tell people something, and then you decided not to.
Oh. None of it even matters anymore. Not after what's happened. Nothing. It's nothing to worry about now.
I mean, with all due respect, Odette, I kind of feel like everything is something to worry about at this point because 2 people have mysteriously died in the same night. One in a very obvious aggressive way.
I just can't help but feel that this is all my fault.
Why would you say that?
Because my father didn't... Because of my father. I'm not feeling so well anymore. She kind of just leans back.
Odette, you don't have to tell me at this point if you don't want to. I do just want to ask if there is someone here that scares you or that is scaring you into not talking about that, whatever it is.
I just wish I could talk to my mother.
Would you like me to send her up?
No, that's not... My mother doesn't understand. I just don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Okay, well, you continue resting. I'm going to go downstairs and share what I've learned with the others. If you feel like talking, you know where I'll be, trying to solve a possible double murder.
We are not... We run in the same circles, but we're not really similar, are we? And she just kind of leans back in her bed.
I'm gonna go take my sack outside and go downstairs.
All right. And then here, I'll message this over here. So as everyone sort of gathers, in the library after a few moments after this, Odette remains upstairs.
With Margaret Circle, I assume.
Margaret Circle will not leave her side.
Okay.
So you're all there. The Marchioness is sort of sitting there, kind of looking a little more pallid, and I think kind of the events of the day have struck her. Alicia kind of has a hand on her back, is just sort of shaking her head. Ivan, Joey, and Reginald are in there, as has been described. The doctor, you can arrive as you please. Sybil is coming in. Why don't let's have everyone make some small talk as I type a secret message real quick.
I rejoined a group too.
Sounds good.
I mean, I don't know. Sybil's walking around with a whole ass sack. I don't know that she would just start small talk. With a makeshift sack.
I broke into your father's safe and I took all the stuff from
Broke
his
into
safe.
is a very strong word. I acquired the password or the code, and I opened the safe as it was intended to be opened. No breaking happened.
Oh, safes are intended to be opened.
Yes, they are a very specific way. Otherwise, it would be breaking in, which I did not do. I followed the instruction manual very specifically. I did not break the manufacturer's warranty. I could still claim, I could still return it for a full refund under warranty rules if I needed to.
What are warranty rules in this time period?
I don't know. I just know that it would fall under those rules. So
All I know
I'm
is
fine.
if you get a plow from Lord Deer, he'll replace all the parts in it if it's
Lord
defective.
dear.
John Deere, my God.
Lord John.
Jonathan Deere makes really good oxen plows. He's well known for it.
Yeah. But I've heard they've been having problems with right to repair.
Oh man, don't even get me started.
Well, repairing an oxen is very difficult.
True. But the way he does it, where you have to get a specific kind of oxen, to
And you're
pull
only
the
allowed.
plow,
Yeah.
just
Only technicians are allowed. Oxen technicians.
oh man,
They don't even sell the tools anymore.
this version of England is really weird. Anyway, right to repair, good. Played against Apple for not doing right to repair properly. Starting, not great. Anyway,
So as the Baroness rejoins you all, kind of coming down the stairs, yes, Gladys, Vivian, and Alicia and the Marchioness are all here, as are Joey, Ivan, and then the four of you. Alicia says, "Have you all found anything useful?"
I found a lot of things. I don't know if useful is any of them just yet, but I
what have
a
you got
sack.
there, Miss Wilson?
Well, as my thing seems to be the most obvious, I will go first.
Yes, I do have a sack of evidence here.
Well, okay. Well, basically, I guess I'll just kind of drop the sack and let it fall open as a blanket. I found these binders up there. They seem to be his blackmail binders. It's just pages and pages and pages of blackmail.
Oh
I
my!
Yes, it's very surprising. I encourage you all to go ahead and look for your own names. I've already tried to look through as much as I can, and I didn't see any of us. So unless you all, like Slickit, are possibly using a fake name, I didn't see a Lord Reginald. I didn't see a Dr. Austin Gordon. I did not see, well, Baroness Sophia. She was there with me. I didn't see her, and I did not see a Ivan the Immortal. Nor any other name he may or may not have.
But no name other than that.
Did you notice anyone you did know?
I was mostly looking for the people who were at the party, or the people here this weekend, because that would make the most sense as to someone being,
Someone who would want to murder,
possibly one of the murderers.
Can I skim
however,
through and just see?
Yes,
like
you can sort of start taking through. It does appear, I should have explained this a little more. The binders with some sort of looking over do appear to be like rough. They're not really alphabetized, but they are organized by letter. So you can sort of reach for the if there's anything you're sort of looking for. I will say that Gladys, upon seeing these, kind of gasped. And as you step forward, Lord Reginald, Gladys, who's kind of, older than you and Sybil, but you've seen her in society from time to time, she sort of steps forward and says, Please don't. These are secrets. Oh, it's deplorable that Father was ever doing such a thing.
Yes, but it could be useful information in there.
No, but she like puts a hand like, please don't. Until we know what it is we're looking for. I think it would be very bad to sort of.
And
maybe
if there
expose
is
me.
information about ourselves in there,
Well, Sybil has said there's not. Haven't you?
well, it wouldn't. It would be. She just asked if we could do an extra check just to make sure.
But I'm saying there might be secrets for other people. This is no one's business. She kind of glances at the
It
fire
could very
burning.
well be our business.
No, it.
Gladys, with all due respect, 2 people are dead and any one of us could be next. I think everything is all of our business at this point.
Lord Reginald, you picked one up to look at. What are you picking one up at random? Or are you picking one up at?
Yeah, I'll just. Well, are they labeled like S2T or something?
Yeah, they are. Like what letters would you be going for?
I'll go through the R's and S. Just
R's and S. Great. Okay, cool. So as you
Uh,
pick that one up, as you do that, Gladys grabs one of the binders and moves to the fire. Just moving quickly.
Okay.
I mean,
see,
how
once-
close? I mean, I know I just dropped the sack, but was she like across from me, or did she pick one up next to me?
She picked one up next to you. If I'm basically saying she unexpectedly has grabbed one, but if someone wants to try to like intercept her, you could make a physicality roll.
Did it
You know
look
what?
like she grabbed a specific one, or she just grabbed one?
No, she's gonna just toss them all in the fire. You know what? I'll tackle her.
You'll tackle her. All right, go ahead and make a
Oh dear.
a.
That is ungentlemanly.
It is ungentlemanly. We'll say you
So
can
is
do
murder.
It as,
Yeah.
so this will
But
just
all
be
rules are out the
physicality.
door right now, but
This is just a physicality roll, so roll a d8. As you just kind of try to gracefully and caringly grab her.
that fell off. 4, so I'm gonna use an aha point.
So you reach for her and she ducks, but you kind of just get this slight bit of intuition. And as she's beginning to stretch her hands, you manage to push down a binder onto the ground,
Yeah.
and it sort of falls open.
Yeah.
And so she kind of just she instantly offers no resistance and kind of lets you just push her to one side.
Yeah.
And she sort of steps aside and says, we really shouldn't have those.
Destroying evidence?
Gladys, if it helps at all, I already, when I found these with the Baroness, I did let her know that I fully intend to burn these after we've figured them out. These secrets are not any of our business, correct? But until we find the killer, they could have useful information. I was going to burn every single one.
Could I roll a deduction to her motives? Maybe.
I'm also trying
That
to
would
read
be
Gladys as well.
her deduction would not be motive so much, but you can roll a normal intuition, so you don't get the extra dice on that, but you just roll a d8.
I'd like to
Okay.
assess her intent. If she's
You,
trying
may,
to protect.
you can do
Oh,
it
it's
as
a
intent.
two. Never mind.
A 2, yeah. You just she seems just desperate and upset. I mean, I'll say I'll phrase it like this: she's probably trying to hide something, or there's something she doesn't want known, but you have no further context than that. If that makes sense.
6.
You have a 6
What's
on
her
assess intent. Yes, there is something. It's kind of you sort of know what everyone realizes from this moment, but with a little bit more information. I will say that what you specifically realize, good doctor, is that there is something in this that she doesn't want someone in this room. There is some specific bit of information she suspects is in the specific binder she grabbed that she doesn't want someone in this very room.
Is she still holding on to it?
No,
I
no,
know
it's
she-
not that.
Reginald knocked it
I was,
aside
I
and
was
now
gonna
she's-
pick it up and look through that one specifically instead.
I'll move.
Understood.
I'll move to Gladys and quietly speak to her and ask her, Miss, is she a course? I think she got married. I don't think she's a course.
She
She
did.
almost got married, I thought.
She no, Gladys did
That's
get
Vivian.
married.
Gladys.
Oh, the other one almost.
That's
got married.
because her last name is Martin. Lord
It's
It's
Reginald.
Vivian who didn't get married,
Right.
correct?
Vivian did not get
yes,
married.
yes.
All right.
Lord Reginald, you
Mhm.
pick this one up, and this seems to cover letters L, M, N, O, and P.
Was their last name Market?
Martin.
Martin? Can I look through the M's?
You can look through the M's. Are you looking for Martin?
I'll first look through Martin and see if I find any.
You can, so, and it's one of those things where like you kind of look through all the M's. They're not alphabetized within so well. You do,
Yeah.
however, find an entry on Roy Martin.
Oh boy, the husband.
So this is are you sharing this out loud with everyone, or you?
No, I'm gonna read it to myself first.
Understood. So I'm gonna tell you this. The other players won't know this, but you know you can share it with them at a time.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna quietly ask her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mrs. Martin, I assume someone in that binder is someone you do not want their information getting out. Am I correct in that assessment? Very well. I will turn to Reginald once he finishes reading it, and
Okay.
I will suggest to him not to publicly, if it's not relevant to the case at
not
all,
disclose it.
to not publicly disclose it.
If it is relevant, though, fucking dish.
Reginald, I'm going to send this to you. Do you want it in chat here, or do you want it as a text to your phone number?
Send it in chat.
Chat. Okay.
Yeah, because you might make a
evidence is
mistake and
destroyed.
send it to all of
I
us.
might make it a mistake and send to all.
Like to live dangerously.
That's when Reginald starts talking out loud instead of thinking
Yeah.
internally.
Oh my god, he did what?
Did I say that out loud? Oh my god. It's very Homer Simpson.
Very Lord Reginald. He would
Uh,
absolutely do that.
Doctor,
Wait, did I think that or did I say that?
Does the doctor ever shares his autopsy findings with us?
I will.
He
I
has
will,
not
one
done
thing
so
at a
yet,
time.
but he certainly
Not
certainly
yet.
may.
I'm not
Hold
gonna
on,
hide it.
I came in with a sack. It makes sense that people will be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Hey,
Where'd that come from?
What's
You
up
didn't
with
come
the
in.
sack?
There is
Um,
one thing. I don't like we don't have to wreck on this or something, but you said me and Joey found a note
Yes.
with what did the note say?
The note was an invitation very similar to the one you received.
Uh-huh.
That was made out to Mr. Slickett. And
Oh, but a few of us found that in the
yes,
in the room.
it was not you
Yeah,
guys alone. You found that note.
Okay.
Like a big
That
group
was
found that note.
before. Yeah.
And
But he
just so
had it
you
with
know
him.
what it was a sort of a note like what you found for Slickett. It had blood on it. And it basically the what Sybil reading between the lines of it, she thought it was like designed to imply to the recipient that I know you're not who you say you are. It had these little subtle phrases that indicated that.
And then Slickett had something in his hand too.
Slickett had a slip of paper, which I'm not sure Sybil has
think only
fully
Sybil.
announced, but it seems
Were,
I've been distracted.
were they the same?
Did it have
same
something written in it?
material, same kind of paper?
It was blank. It was like just like if you had a piece of paper and you ripped off like the corner of it, but the corner that was in his hand was blank. But,
But
you
it was
don't
a
know
pretty
that.
big piece.
No, it's small.
not a huge piece. The thing that was in his hand was probably like, like a strip of like that size, kind of crumpled in his hand. It was the same paper as the note that was found with Arthur, but it was not, but that note had no corner missing. So it was the same kind of paper, the same color, the same weight and texture,
But not from the same note.
but not from the same thing.
It's not big
Sybil
enough
and-
that we need to detective scratch it.
No, yeah, it's from a little corner. You doubt there was any info on it. Sorry, I'm writing a bit of what Lord Reginald knows here and whether or not he's going to announce it to everyone, which he of course can do, and maybe he needs to, or maybe
I'm
he'll-
loudly announced. Not loudly, but I wasn't hiding the request to keep it personal if it wasn't relevant to the murders. I mean, I can't stop him.
Yeah, you said that to me though, right?
But
So you
loud
said it
enough
to
for
the
other people.
room,
The
like-
room suggests,
Like Like we all heard him say it.
The other thing I wanted to do with the binder, and this just cause, was I wanted to just kind of get a rough estimate of how many people I think are in one binder just by itself.
We'll say
quick
each
maths.
binder probably contains like 30 or 40 names and things of information. So it's hundreds of people.
Yeah,
he's
so
got
there's
dirt on.
6 of them. Chivas.
So I sent you a message there, Lord Reginald.
Ooh, that's a juicy one.
Boy.
Gladys
Oh,
is, of
you
course,
goofed. You done goofed. You done goofed.
Gladys is
I
looking
see
like
it. No,
really
no.
upset, and Alicia says, "Whatever's in there, it's all right. We don't need to. It's okay."
What did I know about Mr. Roy? Like before
If
this?
anything.
Yeah. Did I know anything about
Oh.
Roy before this?
Make a knowledge roll.
I mean, we knew. Oh no, you weren't at the.
No, I wasn't at the seance.
Yeah, but we knew that at the very least that he mysteriously died. We
Hey,
didn't know
that's
Oh no,
how,
that's
but-
someone else. Sorry, that is Severin Dooley. That was Vivian's fiance. Roy Martin is Gladys's very
He's
much
disappeared,
alive,
right?
as far as anybody knows, husband.
Motherfucker. All
Is he
right.
missing though?
He's missing, right? I thought so.
Yeah,
Well,
and
we
I
found him.
will urge everyone to, if need be, look back at the good old fashioned course family tree.
I gotta open it.
Yeah, no, I know. So Lord Reginald, you can ask me some questions. Are you going to say anything about this right now?
Is there any?
I'm trusting you,
I-
Reginald.
Out of
trust in your
curiosity,
judgment.
is there an address written in this, like a specific like location?
Ooh, make a luck roll.
Yeah, D12 baby.
Oh God, asking the lucky one. Finish the luck roll.
Shit, that's a 4, so I'm gonna use another half point.
Understood. You're burning through aha points to make these 4s into 5s. I get it.
Maybe you shouldn't
Yeah.
be able to use aha and luck. That doesn't seem very lucky to have to.
I think that feels appropriate for luck. I think it feels
I'm
the
okay
most
with it.
appropriate for
I'm
any
okay
of
with it
them.
because you're like, aha, I'm wrong, but I'm right anyway. I'm right for the wrong reason.
You use the you use the work, you do the math wrong on the problem, but you still got the right answer.
I was so, there was one time in a math class in which I was so furious at a math teacher for basically being like no, sorry, if you get the right answer the wrong way, you haven't done it right.
Oh my god.
I'm like, no, but I was like, then it's just a different right way. He's like, no, because
Yeah.
it might not apply in other circumstances. I'm like, but I'm doing it this way in this circumstance because it's working in this circumstance. I was so fucking mad.
Mm-mm.
One time, a math teacher told me that there was more, that they had done there was a study had been done at some point that indicated there was more variation in like basically some standardized test was given to like 100 math teachers, like the same students, like math section was given to 100 math teachers, and the same student's essay was given to 100 English teachers, and the English teachers had less variation in how they graded it than the math teachers due to partial credit and like showing work and that sort of stuff.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's
Math
true.
is more
Math,
of a
math
art.
is more
Infuriating.
subjective than you would think.
That was the implication, and a math teacher told me that, and he looked really smug when he did so. So I don't know if it's true, but I'm here to parrot that information to all of you. So Mario, you've had
I'm
some
going
time
to say
to
because
digest.
you sounded
Yeah.
smug, it wasn't true.
Maybe he's
or
like you,
Reginald.
just making shit up.
Yeah, that sounds about
Is this
right.
relevant to this issue or?
I'm gonna
Some-
memorize
someday,
as much as I
somehow,
can about this,
Probably.
Okay.
and I will close the book and just say, "Do you know what's written in here, Gladys?"
I don't. Can you at least destroy that section of it, please?
It's not relevant, please. It'll only do
I
people
mean-
favors.
Okay, Sybil her mouth isn't full. Just
Okay, okay.
Sybil's just like, Carrying all these
I
things
don't-
give me a huge appetite.
I don't know that anything should be destroyed before we've solved what's going on here.
What time of the day it is? Because maybe they are serving tea or something. So
I think it's still
Sylvia
morning,
could be
no?
snacking on
They might have brought out some like mid morning
some
second
cucumber
breakfast.
sandwiches
So it's-
and
it's-
whatnot.
Some
some
murder
stuff came
solving
out for-
snacks.
for
At the very
11
least,
Z's, yeah.
just
Yeah.
And everybody's in this
yourself
room
and
right now,
down.
right?
Everyone is in the room except for
Not
Odette.
Odette.
Yeah, what not that.
And Margaret
at the
Circle.
very least, just put it down and keep it to yourself if it's not relevant.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask Philip something real quick.
Please. I'll say that the rest of you, as this happens, notice Lord Joey is looking at a. We talked about there was this one painting in this room.
Of the family,
excellent,
right?
excellent question. Here I will reply to that in a moment. Actually, I'll reply to that quickly. While this is going on, and let me just have this very. I just want to get this right.
So, what I'll do instead is I'll open the book back up, take out that page, and then fold it and
You're not a
Gladys,
nice
In front of
person.
everybody.
Gladys went like
Oh,
this.
man.
Understood.
Oh man, you're just loudly announcing that you're the one that's gonna be murdered next.
I was gonna say, if Reginald dies next, it's Gladys.
And let's see, guys. Should I put the target here? Should I
I'm
put it
playing
here?
with fire literally.
I'm just gonna put it right over my heart right here so they know where to aim at.
Hey, who's to say I'm not gonna move it later where they don't?
I mean, they're gonna stab it anyway.
Yeah, you're still gonna get stabbed. They're just gonna look for the note after.
That's why. That's see. Here's the thing, you guys need to know. I am a gambling man.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed
Based on
from
your
the looks.
character build.
Oh,
Obviously,
man.
you are. At this time, Joey is sort of staring at a different painting in the room. Not that one of the Lord
Horse.
Corse and the Marchioness looking at the horse is upstairs. The horse painting's up in his room. So if you recall, about a month ago, which was last night in this game, when you guys had dinner or after dinner and you did your seance in here, you saw a painting of a younger Corse and Marchioness, of a younger Marquis and Marchioness with baby Alicia, and where everybody looked younger. But up here, Joey is looking at a picture of like some very old dead man from probably like the 1800s
Is
or
it Corse?
1700s.
Oh.
It is not. It is not Corse. It is another descendant, but it is labeled as the Marquis of Plymouth.
That story would have taken a turn.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
old
right.
is he?
He's a lich.
He's
gonna come back from his phylactery.
But he's kind of looking at this painting of the Marquis of Plymouth. So Reginald, as
That's
you do
the one
this,
right
you look
across
over at him.
the. There's one right across where we ferry from, right? Plymouth.
That yes, you guys did Plymouth. Yes, the Plymouth is the largest city in Devon, and that is Lord Corse was the Marquis of Plymouth.
Oh,
But
I
he
see.
didn't
And
live
now-
in Plymouth.
Lord Joey is.
I see.
So he's kind of staring
Right.
at a painting of another Marquis.
So, are we done with Reginald's scene then? Is that the last thing you've done?
Yeah,
All
if you
right.
want to continue, go ahead.
Very well. So, we shall set aside this blackmail material for now, if it's not relevant to us.
Wait. I have one and a half more things to say.
Okay.
Uh,
She's
Go ahead,
finished her bagel
Yeah.
that the servant have brought her.
God, so
sorry.
Um,
So, as I was saying, I did not notice any of our names in there, in any of these. So that either means that a binder that had all of our names of those present this weekend is missing, or someone not coarse has that information.
Or maybe not that coarse. But
Yes, that was my poorly worded implication, Doctor. Yes, thank you.
yes, of course.
I assume everyone was enticed to come here with more than just the party, whether it had been blackmail or something. It must be different for everyone. We know Slickett was threatened with a fake, with his real identity, and you all know your own reasons for coming.
Vivian looks at all of you. You're saying you were all coerced into coming here?
I'm assuming so, and I think anyone who wasn't is either lying or confused about the note entirely and really just came for a party.
You notice that the Marchioness looks at the immortal Ivan. Like, were you really threatened? What? Oh my. Alicia is upon hearing this, Alicia's looking very carefully at she wants to, because you've kind of admitted that you received such a letter as this by sort of phrasing that way, Sybil. She's looking at all the other, really just Gordon, Reginald, the Baroness, and Ivan, just kind of looking if there's confirmation of this.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
Yes, my letter implied falsehoods that would ruin my reputation at what is it, Oxford. That's my school. That's that's where I work.
Yes.
That's my place of employment. Yeah.
The Marchioness turns from Ivan to, what about you, Baroness? Were you threatened here as well?
Maybe I am not entirely sure. English idioms confuse me sometimes. The wording was very strange.
That
There was
is true.
something by the fish, maybe, or halibut. Maybe I remember wrong.
English
I'm not
idiots
sure.
are among the worst idiots in the world. I do agree.
So the wording was very strange and I would say aggressive. I was worried. I came, I must admit, out of curiosity, and I ought to see you, of course, my dear lady.
Oh my. No roles required because you've all seen it happening off screen, but there's definitely the Marchioness is giving Ivan some dark sort of looks of eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
Joey's like, well, that all seems that seems odd. You were all being blackmailed into coming to what was supposed to be a rather nice weekend. Sorry about the weather. Sorry about the weather.
Is that just
As soon as one person says it, everyone has to chime in.
The greats are good.
Yeah. It's like a howl.
In any event, I'm sorry. You are in the middle of revealing what you'd learned about who might have done such a horrible thing.
Well, I don't know. There's all this blackmail evidence, and the ones against us seem to be missing. But then
It does seem kind of, she just even gestures to how sort of Reginald did it. It does seem like it would be rather easy to simply remove certain pieces of information.
But to remove it before we were coming seems to imply that they expected us to find the binders.
Oh, I think perhaps whatever happened last night up there in Hades, maybe the binders were not in the safe at the time, and somebody who was involved in one or maybe both of the murders took it. I think that would make sense.
So you
that
think
requires
whoever...
that requires much speculation? So
Well, that is all we have right now.
no, let's leave speculation behind for now and focus on what we do know.
I do think it's better to focus on what
what
we
did
can
you
prove.
find out, Doctor? Tell us, please.
Yes, I shall get to
I
that.
have one more thing. It's gonna lead into this thing. It's like a tee up. Come on, guys.
I thought the first thing was the half.
I thought that was it. All right,
that
fine.
was the finish of one, and now here's my half.
Okay, Miss Wilson,
My
please
God,
continue.
I also found this magnifying glass, and if I remember correctly, I believe the handle matches the knife that was in
Oh,
Slicket, Doctor.
yes, indeed.
See, look at that
Very
tee
well.
up, man! I fucking planned it. Y'all
Yeah.
gotta rush ahead.
You need to
Oh,
actually
tactical.
hit the tee off, not just sit there with the
I
golf
was
club.
trying, and I'm not gonna interrupt y'all in your conversation. Jesus Christ!
All right.
It's called being
Something
polite.
like Calm,
Very well.
calm down.
Thank
Civil
you,
dear.
Miss Wilson. I shall indeed within so I'll start with Mr. Slickett.
I shall indeed within so.
I shall indeed within so. Yes, go for it.
And Mr. Slickett was murdered with what appeared to be a knife of some sort. I removed this knife and discovered it's not fit for any sort of real murder or, well, any sort of real combat. It's not a real knife, so to speak. It is a decorative letter opener of the same set that Miss Wilson has procured from the
Yes,
the Hades room.
that was Joseph's, yes.
Does it match the wound inside?
Sorry, the
I
The
pulled
letter
it out
opener-
from
oh,
Wilson.
wait, right,
Yes.
his
Are
name
you
is also
implying that
Joseph.
he was stabbed
Oh, sorry,
with something
Lord Quartz,
different,
yeah, her
and then
husband.
they stabbed him with the knife?
So
No,
That the knife was not the.
no, that's not
Killing
his
blow?
implying. No,
so
he was killed with
Uh,
that.
so what my implication of this is, I do not believe. It seems to be that for whoever murdered Slickett was also in. Was either he or she. I won't discount any genders here.
Oh.
He or she was either the murderer was in the Hades room and procured that weapon there, or Slickett was also in the Hades room. One of those possibilities would
What?
explain that letter opener.
Could
within
not have.
Slickett.
Could
Could
there
it not
would
have
have been
been
blood?
third person? The murderer.
That's what I meant. There could have been a third person who was also in the Hades room who took it out there. And
But you're saying
attacked
So
Slickett.
you're
whoever
saying-
killed my father also killed Slickett.
That is a potential possibility. Yes.
Could be the same person, or it could
Are
be
you
two
gonna
different
tell us
people.
about the ink on his fingers?
Oh
Or-
yes, yes. And there seems to have been ink on Slickett's fingers, as if he was writing some sort of missive or a note.
Oh, that makes me wonder. Last night, late last night, I heard some noise in the study.
Huh.
Next to my room. Lord Corse's study, the normal study, is down there. And when I was there earlier today, it seemed to me that somebody might have been practicing some writing. It is odd. Why would he do such thing? What would he be writing?
Wait, writing in which room?
In the study next to.
Can we-
Next to
Is it
your,
possible?
next to your. So if you
And the
First
one next
floor.
to Zeus in her room.
on the
No.
on the first floor between Demeter and Zeus, there is a corner study, and
Yeah.
Baroness is basically indicating that she heard.
At what time?
Oh, in the middle of the night. Do I know what time it was, or was it just like night?
Let's see here. You. Oh, you.
Did visit the study.
You think it
before
was?
going
You
to
think it
bed.
was? You think it was late? You went to bed pretty early. You think you woke around 2 a.m. Couldn't be certain. maybe before, maybe after.
Wait,
the weather was
what do you
coming
mean
out.
she went to bed early? Wasn't she at the seance with
No,
us?
she
Or
like
wasn't
she
that
like went to
late?
bed like directly after the seance. At 10.
Right after
Oh, okay.
right after
Yeah.
we all went. Yeah.
And you heard a distinct scratching sound from the study next to you.
And later today,
Then this
I
morning
almost
when you went in there.
fainted, and
Mhm.
Ivan helped me to sit down in the study, and then I noticed some stuff there.
You some other reasons you're saying what you're saying. Perfect. Okay, so but she reveals that information.
Oh, and 2 a.m. Oh,
Wait, 2 a.m.
mm-hmm. Were the
You know that for
Obsidian
sure?
fellows dead by then?
Didn't I time Slickest time of death around
Midnight to 2 a.m.
Midnight
midnight
to
to
2.
2 a.m.? Interesting. All right.
You know, for certain it was 2. I mean, to
Well,
Time of
Right.
death is always
Baroness.
an
No,
estimate.
for Baroness, I meant.
Oh, sometime around there. I cannot be too. Did I see a clock or something?
Not in this day and age, probably.
Yeah.
No
Grandfather clocks
illuminated
are out.
There was no
digital
bright
faces.
digital
The grandfather clocks are in the main
Yeah.
hall.
Unfortunately, there was a
I-
power
yeah.
outage. And it was just always black, blinking 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dark.
Unless you hear the
and
clock
s-
chime.
Yeah, no. I'm
Alright.
sorry, I can't tell. I'm not sure.
All right. So,
He was probably killed right after that, or soon after that.
interesting.
Or it could have been after somebody killed and
if
went
it
down
was
to write
him.
something.
If it was him, he probably was murdered pretty soon after.
All right. Okay, so if we can try to find what he was writing or what paper he was writing on, we'd be able to find the sort of hints of what he was doing or what he was murdered for. That would certainly reveal.
Was he writing on a notepad though? Is that in the study?
Reginald just wants to do. He wants to do
Yeah, I
the
just
detective
wanna-
rub so bad. He wants to rub.
But it's
pencil
just
on a
gonna be
thing
like Big
so
Lebowski. It's just gonna be a picture of a dick.
But
Yeah.
you know what? They didn't have ballpoint pens then. It would have been like those
Fountain
old
pens.
style ink
No, you
pens,
can do it with
so-
pencils.
If he used a pencil.
Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds to be our.
No, but
Something
it
we can-
wouldn't leave. Pen leaves a mark, but those old ink pens don't
They do.
leave an indentation.
I'd
Yeah,
be
it's-
shocked
it's-
if they didn't.
They
They're
do.
still
You
like
have to do-
sharp.
you
You
have
still
to
have
do
to
pressure
press
on it.
It's
down
an
on a
imprint.
page.
Yeah, it's an imprint.
It's not quite the same.
Well, yeah, but you still have to put pressure on the pen. Anyway, so that seems to be. We should look inside the study then next. But let's set that aside for now. We'll put that into the future us pile to deal with. So,
There's a future us pile.
If there is
Oh,
a future us.
future everyone but Reginald, because it's pretty clear Reginald's going to be killed for something by someone, but we don't know who.
No, it'll be the classic. I enter a room and get knocked out, but don't see who the attacker was.
Please continue,
Anyway,
Doctor.
Let's.
That seems
All
to
right,
have
very well.
in the
So
midst of your presentation
that's-
of information.
that's all we know. I think that's all I found out about.
But-
Out of character, I believe that's all I found out
I think,
about.
I think you said all the
Slickett.
relevant,
Yes.
cogent points
All
about
right.
Mr. Slickett. Yes.
As for Lord Course, as,
Gladys at this point says, I can't hear this. And she walks
Very
out
well.
of the room.
if you're uncomfortable in hearing stuff about close family, please feel free to step out. But I shall go into my findings now.
Joey sort of sits down and says, I suppose I should listen to it. I am the Marquis now.
All right. So the wounds on Lord Course closely matches with blunt
Can
force.
I, as he's saying this real quick, can I move towards the exit and just see which way Gladys goes?
Make a physical roll.
Is this a clear excuse? Let's see. Damn it, that's a 3, and I don't have 2 aha points with me right now.
But you
Yeah,
try
that
to
happened to
look
me
or
last week.
listen. You try to look or listen for Gladys, but she She seems to have already cleared your area before. You didn't run after her to the door and be like, "Where are you going?" You just you sort of sauntered over and looked out, and you were able to see her from the doorway easily.
I mean, you can choose not to listen to this if you don't want this information.
Yeah, but I don't know where she went now.
Oh. You can make
Maybe
that
if he
guess.
saw her, yeah, but
Yeah, but I'm not
Anyway.
gonna go stalking. Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
all right, I guess I'll go into every room till I find her.
All right.
All right,
So Lord Corse's wounds closely match blunt force trauma from a traumatic fall, as you would expect. Let's see. There was great wounds to the back of his head, revealing that he landed on his back. And there's no, as far as I'm aware, there was no other wounds for any weapons on him. That one was clear. However, one thing interesting is based on where I found the body, looking up at the window, not the window, the balcony, it is quite a long distance, so to say, from the balcony proper. If someone just dropped him straight down from the balcony, it wouldn't have landed as far from the rocks as he did. The only way it could have landed there is someone of great strength throwing him a great distance. Alternatively, he could have, for some reason, been on the what do you call them? Cantilevers? The piles?
Oh, the projecting beams off of the
projecting
cantilever, yeah.
beams off of there. Maybe in his old age, and he felt a pang of remorse of what he did, and purposefully
Not
climbed
possible.
out there, and
Hashtag doubt.
so which leaves someone of great strength, capable of throwing him, I suppose.
I didn't do it.
Throwing him?
Oh, well, he was rather deep into his
Considering-
crops. Maybe he
So-
was in his drunkenness. He climbed out there. Who
Just to
knows?
clarify, what was the exact cause of death? Was it hitting his head or
Traumatic
landing on
fall.
his back? Or
He landed, to be precise, he landed on his back onto the rocks, and that caused enough damage to kill him. Probably killed him instantly.
Oh,
At least he didn't suffer any pain.
oh.
And I hear,
It would have been
I
quick
see-
then. Well,
I
that's
see
good.
Sybil going, drat.
So
Vivian
a
just
push is impossible. It has to be thrown.
I didn't say it had to be thrown. There was a possibility he climbed onto the projecting beam, or someone brought him to the projecting beam and dropped him from there. One of those possibilities. But dropped straight down from the balcony, unless the winds pushed him that distance during the fall. But considering that it's on the same side of the castle and the cliff side, the winds would have been blocked by the physical properties. So,
So
doubtful.
you think he either fell or jumped?
Could he jump that? I don't know his strength.
Forced
Possibly
him
could have jumped
to
that distance
go
if he
out
was
there.
that spry.
Or you're saying he?
Well, it means that he climbed out there either on his own will or was forced.
Even just standing on the balcony itself was difficult for someone like me. I can't imagine.
but he was standing out there before.
I mean,
But-
unless there was
but to
evidence
go
that
out
there was
onto
someone
the-
else in the room.
Onto the whatever
Beams.
must be would
Well,
Must
I mean, I
be-
saw him on the balcony before.
but on the
Not on the
balcony,
bal-
yes, but I mean on the whatever thing.
On the beam?
Yes, to stand on the beam seems much more impossible for someone his age.
There's I won't say any outright do any accusations here, but the circus is known for people who balance really well on thin beams. I say looking at Ivan.
But wouldn't that wouldn't are you talking was Lord Corpse in the circus? If he would have to balance on
Lord
the beam?
He's Ivan kind of is like raising an eye as you sort of say this. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna use Ivan's stats. I'm gonna roll for his intuition to see if he picks up what you're putting down.
It's just gonna be like a what?
He rolls a 1. And he just does a very like, ah.
That is true. We are very good at things like that.
Circus performers are capable of great feats. For example, we can walk on very narrow pieces of wire. Like
Even
it
while
is no
holding
problem.
on to our
While
own
carrying
fellow.
strong things. Sometimes one act I am particularly good at is wrestling with a small bear cub over my head and carrying it as it kicks and struggles against me as I carry it out over a tightrope. No,
my God.
Bruno the bear.
But
That's so good.
I won't say outright any accusations though, because we don't have any more information. And we do have more concrete points of investigation with the study, but also we did that. What did you find in Slickett's room, Mr. Slickett's room, Lord Reginald? And Lord Joseph?
One question before. To get to where the body was, how many ways could you get down there to get there?
Oh, to get to the body down there, I went with the servants. We had to go down this perilous. I'm not sure how perilous, but it was pretty precarious, right? To get all the way down there.
I'd say it was pretty precarious, yes.
Yeah.
That's the only way to get to where the body was?
Or
As a
from the
living person?
water.
Yes.
To Baroness's point, it was fairly close to the water, so were someone to come up in a boat from the water, it would have been a much easier, you would have navigated the same terrain a shorter distance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So are you asking with the intention that maybe he was put there on purpose, but when he was...
I mean, I'm just ruling out the possibilities. If he fell down and then someone puts him there.
Okay, I suppose that is also a possibility.
I'm just trying to cover all the bases.
But then again, no. With that severe amount of trauma
Do I know what
on
base
the back of his head, there's simply no way, except for a great fall.
You're pretty sure based on a really
Yeah.
sharp rock that you're probably not saying this because Gladys left saying she couldn't take it, but
I won't go into
Alicia
the
and the
full gory
Marchioness and Vivian
details.
don't look great, but yeah, based on the way that the back of his head was caved in by a sharp rock that was just there, you're pretty sure he landed and stayed.
I said, that's about that I thought about what I saw. I have seen a lot of gruesome things, and this is like, oh yeah, this is definitely blunt force trauma. No one moved him there. I've seen a lot of gruesome things.
Is this a
Wasn't that.
possibility? Nah, y'all. Yeah.
Nah.
All right. So at this point, you do ask Lord Reginald and Ivan.
And sure, I guess I will share what I, Lord Reginald, definitely know.
From last week when Mario wasn't present.
I looked
You're
into
basically
his
just
room.
like, yeah, you know nothing. However, the
You
immortal
know
Ivan.
nothing, Reginald.
I have received word from the immortal Ivan that he does in fact actually say, I did find something of note, but I also do not want to cause trouble to anyone here, but it does seem relevant. And then he whips out a paper from his pocket. Now, I believe all the other players actually did hear about this, because the scene was played out, but so, like, Reginald, you haven't revealed this. So, he shows you a marriage license, unsigned and unstamped. At this, Alicia kind of puts a hand over her mouth. The Marchioness sort of sighs. Vivian, Vivian's always like this, but now she's like... and Joey kind of, like, looks over like, huh? And, he says, I found this marriage license. It was hidden in his valise. Valise Navidad. He sort of then sets the paper down on a paper. His
is the
valise. It's like a suitcase.
Okay.
He says it was in a hidden compartment in his valise. I guess Reginald, you and Joey could have mentioned that the room was like tossed, like somebody had already gone through all his belongings. But he says this was hidden in a secret compartment of his valise. The secret compartment was empty, but this was hidden in
A double secret compartment.
a basic, like within the very
Double secret
panel, like,
probation.
inside. He says there are, and it's as you guys look upon it, Alicia just kind of turns white, and
What's the names written on?
the names written on it: Thomas More and Alicia Corse. But the marriage was never signed, so this was basically an unused marriage license.
I'm trying to decide if
It was
Sybil
from-
would just walk over and look for Thomas More in the books.
And then it was from 24 years ago.
How old is Alicia?
Alicia would have been 16 at the time. She is 40. He
How
also,
old is Joey?
Lord Joey, I believe we've, oh, you know what, I should have put dates on the thing. Joey is 23 years old.
Okay. Sybil is not thinking about
I
Joey
will
at the moment, but
I will absolutely go look for him in the
Oh,
book.
I should also
mean-
mention that Lord Reginald, it was determined last week by some people who asked, a lot has been made about how Lord Joey doesn't have the same dark hair as his sisters. He has kind of like a lighter shade of hair. I simply want to say they asked, I answered. I'm not saying this is a thing, but they asked me what color Slickett's hair was. And the answer was he had a receding hairline. His hair was lighter in color.
if Reginald's already looking through the books for the name, I guess Sybil will say, Alicia, do you want to tell us, or shall we read about it now?
If he's... Oh, I see if there's... She kind of just... at this point also, kind of Ivan was in the midst of his stuff, and you two immediately just, like, run to that book. So he's like, I also found this note. And there's a note that was also with that document. The note simply reads, I won't be there. A. And these were two things that he kept with him. But as Sybil and Reginald go to it, Alicia kind of just sort of says, no, it's all, it's certainly, if you guys open it, you do find an entry for Thomas More. According to Slickett, Thomas Moore...
According to Slickett?
Sorry, not Slickett. Oh my god.
Corse.
Many apologies. According to Lord Corse.
Yeah,
Boobity
so,
bobbity
like, what?
Mrs. Speech must do it well. From so basically, according to Slickett...
And you
I
said it again.
I
Corse.
literally just did it
Said it
again.
again.
My
So,
brain
like,
is
I looked-
melting.
I did a double take. Like, should I be writing this?
What's that? Oh my god.
Freudian
Slickett
slip?
was really the real Lord Course this whole time.
Oh god,
Slickett was really
Are
of course.
we going full clip?
The only thing that I'm not going crazy right now because I haven't revealed something. I just keep saying the wrong name. And if you guys want to think I revealed something, that's fine because you'll be hella wrong. Okay. According to Corse,
Okay.
a gentleman who was working for him starting about 27 years ago began embezzling random little bits of money from him starting 26 years ago through around 24 years ago. So from 24 to 26 years ago, at varying times, small amounts of money were withdrawn from Corse's accounts, from his businesses, from all sorts of things like this. This was done because this Thomas More, whom he had hired as a clerk, although Thomas More eventually wanted to become a lawyer, Thomas More was an expert at forgery. Thomas More was incredibly adept at copying Lord Corse's handwriting. And I've kind of just, this whole game has been for that reaction from KJ right there. So, he's extremely adept at copying his handwriting and forging his documents, and that's how he was able to kind of keep stealing this money. But more offensive to Korse than this, which on some level Korse respected, as he sort of puts in his notes. Moore took an interest in Korse's daughter. Tried to convince her to run away with him. Now that he had a good amount of money, they could escape. They could have a life. She wouldn't be married off to someone she despised. Make a luck roll, Sybil, and... we'll have Sybil do this. Make a luck roll, Sybil. 6. I will say that Korse, even in this document, references a young nobleman named Fuller, whom he wanted his daughter to marry.
Fuller.
I don't know why you're laughing at Fuller.
I'm just... Never mind. Fowler.
Oh, Bruce Fowler, the Fowler brush salesman. Forgot
Oh
all about
no,
him.
he's back. This was the link the whole time.
It was Theobald Fuller, right?
Yeah.
That is who Alicia married. Correct. So,
That's the name written there too.
I see.
mm-hmm.
That's Slickett's deal. Well. So then, what?
Alicia kind of
So-
just sits down, sort of face very white.
So-
Joey kind of just like saunters over and is like,
So,
well,
Slickett's... I'm not saying this out loud. Slickett's real name is Thomas Moore?
that is a suspicion.
I don't know that it necessarily matters, but just in case, 2 O's or 1 O in more.
In this case, I genuinely am glad you're asking that, because there are numerous Thomas Moores from history, and I wanted this named after, or not even from history, just from like history, literature, whatever. I've gone with 2 O's, 2 O's for Orr. Moore.
And
Thomas-
Thomas,
Thomas-
Thomas
and-
is,
Darius
Thomas is
Purgation.
TH.
Thomas is TH.
Is there an E at the end of the
There
more?
is an E at the end. Yes, I will put that into the chat here for all of you. Unlike when I do my insane fantasy names, I will just tell you how this normal name is specifically spelled.
So in the page Reginald and I just read off together, or not read out loud, I guess, but we were definitely looking at the page at the exact same time. It says he embezzled all the money, and then it says he, forgery and all that, and dated his daughter, everything. Does it say like anything about the fake name? Does it say anything about?
It doesn't say anything about the fake name, and you suspect no roll will be required on this. You suspect this entry was made a long time ago.
Yeah.
So this might have been before such a person with a fake name like that resurfaced.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
Of course.
gather my thoughts,
Please.
but they're all over the place.
Interesting. So, if this is a false identity for him, and all of that, that's all in the past, right? Why would he be murdered here and now?
Vivian says, well, he certainly caused a great deal of distress back then. Alicia says, I don't.
Sybil will have just remembered, because KJ just remembered.
Mhm.
Last night, I don't remember if it was Sybil who asked, but somebody asked how you all knew Slickett, and none of you all said you didn't know.
Oh, well, I remembered him as someone who'd been overly friendly with Alicia in her younger years. He was trying to lead her astray, a very bad influence. When he arrived here, I thought it best to simply pretend he was a new man and give him the benefit of the doubt that perhaps age had changed him. Vivian says, I was doing something rather similar. Joey says,
And
I had no idea who he was at all. Wow.
so you hoped age has
Right.
changed him as well as his
Actually,
name?
you
Because his
were-
name was completely different.
You weren't born
Yes, but
back then.
Perhaps
Yes.
time had made him less of a Time had made him less of a troubling man, perhaps.
You all
And
clearly
Alicia, what of your
recognized him, though,
amnesia?
right?
My amnesia. What
About
amnesia?
Slickett. About
She-
who Slickett was.
No, I knew who he was. I imagine someone you nearly threw your whole life away for many years ago showed up again and was acting dark and aloof. I was not going to volunteer that I knew him. He did not even say hello to me. She just sort of sits down in sort of an odd vibe.
So let's go about it from a different angle.
Night, really quick.
Sure.
The note signed by A. I know it's a very old piece of paper.
But is it her handwriting you want to know?
No,
Oh.
is it the paper?
It is not that paper,
Okay.
but an interesting sort of question. But it is not that paper, but she, if you ask her about it, she'll say, I did send him that note, telling him I wouldn't be there.
I assume that the signing of this certificate
Yes, I never
way
signed
backlined.
this. And in fact, the name is like printed or like written, but it's not signed. So yes, she
Yeah.
never showed up to the wedding. That's
Oh,
the
so that
implication.
paper was from back then, and it's a little bit older.
The
Not
marriage
outside.
license.
Yeah, they're
is-
both
yes.
very old.
The
pieces
marriage
of
license
paper.
the marriage license is dated 24 years ago.
I mean that note that says I won't be there. It wasn't. I won't be there. Here, I won't be there.
It looks
then.
like an old
Yeah.
piece of paper.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Cool.
And Joey's 23 years old?
Hmm.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
With lighter hair.
Interesting. Interesting.
Joey Baratheon, light of hair.
Hmm.
Sybil could honestly care less about Joey's real parents because, at least this way, his dad wasn't a literal book villain.
I mean, he's a lawyer though, so
Well, wait, Joey?
Jay's not a lawyer. Oh, the
No,
actual
Slickett.
that is a lawyer. Slickett.
Slickett. I mean,
And a forger. Let's not forget that.
oh,
You think
that too?
You think Slickett is Joey's dad?
Couldn't he be?
I suppose he could be. Are you looking at the
Like, no, that hasn't even crossed Sybil's mind. She's not worried about any potential about their actual relationship in the
It-
slightest.
It crossed Sophia's mind.
It's crossed Sophia's mind. Sophia, in that case, I want you to simply make for me, as you sort of are thinking of. Well, what is it you're thinking, Sophia?
That maybe there was some intimacy between the two lovebirds before the marriage,
Ah, understood.
and the child perhaps was raised as the
As
child
their
of
as
Sophia.
Corse's child instead?
Yeah,
His course is child. instead.
as Alicia's. Yeah. I mean, Lady. what's her
Amelia's
name?
child.
Amelia's, yeah.
Alicia, you mean? Oh no.
No,
Amelia is-
Amelia's the Baroness.
Right.
Or Marquiness.
I mean the.
It's still in the family, and there would be a male heir at last.
I mean, if he was illegitimate, the Baroness would not the Baroness, the Marchionessa would certainly know whether she gave birth to him or not.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
That is- I guess we should stick to. Maybe you guys can talk about this in
Yeah,
game
but
in a
would
moment.
they
But for now, we'll
cover
say
it
you
up?
aren't having this conversation. You're all just kind of
Sure,
giving
sure.
each other some looks of like. Oh.
Yeah, we're not talking about it.
This whole 10-minute conversation, us in our minds.
It's just looking at each other.
looking at
We're
each
just all
other.
looking at each other.
Yeah, the
I-
camera zooms here and there, like very like close-ups and
In some movie, I want to do a thing of close-ups to like see if. This is so stupid. I want to do a thing where it's close-ups to people being like, "Huh? And like they look at like you look at like two people, and then you like zoom in on both of those people crotches, and then like you cut back to the person going, Like, is that going to there?
That sounds like almost something similar to in Kung Pao,
Yeah, that seems.
where they're doing
that's,
this that zoom in scene.
That's the
Um,
energy I'm attacking.
All right. Okay, so did you have something to say, Miss Wilson?
But it left my brain as soon as I
So,
started.
was that
talking.
all the information we had to share, me and Ivan?
Is that
um,
not a lot of information I gave?
No, it
Yeah,
is.
no,
I'm
hold
just
on.
saying, is that all of it?
That's all. That's all he's got. Yeah.
Ugh.
Hmm.
So the entry on Thomas More looks old.
The entry on Thomas More looks old.
Just kind of looking through the books. Not that I could like really tell that these aren't dated. I assume it just looks like an old entry.
Mhm.
Is there, like, is it possible to tell like, oh, the most recent one is within the past 5 years, or
I see
like,
what you're saying.
can I
Go
tell
ahead
how?
and sure. Do for me that. I think that is just a. It's no difference for you. It's knowledge or physicality. So just roll a d6.
5.
A 5 indicates to you that some of these entries are very recent. This one looks older, at least 10, 15 years old. Some of the entries are like... And maybe he does date the odd entry now and then. So like some of them were from like last week. If you're like scrolling through, like not on Thomas More, but like in these binders. He's still collecting blackmail info. You know,
Just what he
was.
does.
Yeah, he's just
Okay.
Just what he does.
his
it's a
hobby.
life. It's not a hobby. It's like a lifelong.
It's a
pursuit,
lifestyle
you know?
for him.
It's a lifestyle. Exactly.
Okay.
Perfect
All right.
phrasing.
So what I was gonna say is, okay, so that's all well and good. That doesn't explain why if someone would target him or anything. It doesn't seem like. So the question is, what motive would someone have to murder him, or was it a crime of opportunity? Maybe he was in the wrong place at the wrong time and saw something.
well, the use of weapons suggests to me that it was
Yeah.
not a planned murder.
Exactly. The use of the letter opener meant that someone just took that and got him.
I want you to give me one. No, I think that's too far at this moment.
Too
much.
helpful.
But you know, Doctor, what puzzles me is
Hmm?
you said that it didn't seem that he tried to defend himself
Oh, that's right. There were no
Or to
defensive wounds
go-
on him.
or to go for help after he was stabbed. I assume he didn't die immediately. It is a very strange behavior from a man who was just seriously injured.
Almost like as if he didn't want to hurt the person who was attacking him.
Yes, it's
There's potential.
perplexing.
Alternatively, so as for not shouting out, I don't think if anyone was awake then, no one has said that he was.
Actually,
Got it,
isn't that room not soundproof?
I can't imagine it would be soundproof.
The balcony?
Not the bug. He
Oh,
was at the.
Sybil
gallery?
did notice that she felt she saw something falling past her window on the balcony as she slept. Is that what you're asking?
No,
Uh,
wasn't the
The
room
Grand Gallery. where
Yeah,
we
was-
found
was
It was
that-
a
the
grand
kid.
gallery.
was that the door soundproof?
I don't think it was soundproof.
No.
No.
Okay.
So which means so there's a let's not discount. Let's not take any info of that. I mean, he was stabbed in a lung. It could have well just quickly blocked out his throat and made him unable to shout. That's one.
And
that's
but
something
Sybil's
that-
room does overlook that,
But you
where
could have tried to stagger it
So
out
sorry.
of the
So
room.
Sybil's room would be directly below Hades, where Lord Corse was killed, but directly below the Grand Gallery, where
Zeus.
It's
where
here.
Zeus. It would actually no, it would be
Yeah.
the room called Hera.
I know.
That's where
Oh.
Alicia sleeps.
oh, I
You went in there.
okay, hold on. Where was Slicket killed?
The Grand Gallery.
Slicket was killed above Hera.
In the Grand Gallery.
Yes.
Is that not the same place Corse was killed?
No, he was
No.
killed
No,
in
of course
Hades.
was killed Hades.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
Technically,
That's
I
my
guess the
side.
misconception.
balcony of Hades,
Yes.
not
Oh,
inside
okay.
it.
He was killed.
That's
Yeah,
the
if you are you
opposite
looking at
side
the
of
third
the
floor?
building.
Sorry.
The floor.
I wasn't looking at the third floor, that's why.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, we're all on the same page there.
Yes, yes.
All right.
What
So,
is
I'm
it,
on
the
A
Grand
page.
Gallery? What kind of furniture is it, the Grand Gallery?
I imagine it's a
Just
gallery.
fairly grand stuff.
We
Yeah,
were
but
there.
like-
It's like art and stuff like that, right? Or was it like it was like a ballroom, right? Or was it like a museum for art?
This is the on the
Grand Gallery. Yeah.
The Grand Gallery is an art gallery that also has big
Okay.
windows that like look out onto the thing. I'm
Got it.
sorry. I'm writing so many secret notes right now, you guys. I apologize.
I'd imagine.
Doctor, did you find him on the floor or where was it?
We found him on the floor. There was no blood
floor.
coming. There was no traces of blood coming to and from him, which means he was stabbed there and died on the spot. So either whoever got him was really good at their thing and killed him instantly. Given the wound, oh, that's right. He wasn't stabbed in the heart or anything, right? It was like in the lung.
Like up
Yeah,
there,
I mean,
He would that definitely wouldn't have killed him on the spot. So
He was stabbed in the lung, didn't he? Did he have like blood coming out of his mouth or anything like that?
I don't
He
think it was
did have
mentioned,
some.
but he did. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, if he was stabbed in the lung, he wouldn't have had breath to yell.
exactly. That's why I said that it wasn't
they
sure
you could
thing.
try
that
to
anyone would have heard him.
stagger out of there and try to find out.
I mean,
It's curious. No defensive wounds. He was still alive. Why would that be the case?
maybe
Would
he's
he
just in
have
too much
been
shock. He could just be in
drugged?
too much shock.
Okay, that is potential shock, despair.
Drugs.
Was he
Anyway.
drinking a lot last night?
Oh yes.
No, that was Lord Course.
No, Slicket?
Slicket was pretty
drank a
drunk.
lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
Slicket
was
was
he?
absolutely drinking a ton. I met him up
Mhm.
there in the gallery.
Maybe somebody
You did
mixed
what?
some laudanum into
I met him in the
drinks.
gallery before at night before when you all were seancing.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're the
Lord
last
Reginald's
one to
just
see
throwing
him.
that out there now.
that would have been nice to know early. Well, then this
So
is
you
like this is
were
like the
very
same
possibly
morning,
the
so-
last person to see him alive.
Oh, that's right. I did leave him in the gallery actually.
And you didn't mention that once in all this.
I was just not in the right mindset.
Quick, Lord Reginald, roll a smolder.
But no, yes, I was just taking a tour of the place while you all were seancing, and as I was admiring the art in there, he came in the room and was his usual drunken self, and then I was like, well, this is whatever, boring, so I left, and he stayed there. And then I heard someone go into Hades, but I didn't see who it was.
What time was this?
When you all were in the seance, so after
9
dinner.
or so.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I heard someone run into Hades, but I did not get to see who it was.
Wait a minute. The only one who wasn't present at the seance were Lord Reginald
Reginald.
because he stepped out,
Yes.
Odette
Slicket.
because she
Okay.
was beat up,
Odette.
Yeah.
And
Arthur,
Gladys
Slicket.
left.
Gladys and
Gladys.
Gladys and Slicket, yeah.
And the servants.
And
Oh.
servants.
Yes, and the servants, but
Gladys is still in the room, right? Or did she step
no, Gladys
outside?
left already.
Gladys isn't here.
Gladys was not at the seance when weird stuff was going down.
Oh.
Gladys not here to listen to.
Gladys is getting more and more suspicious.
Actually,
Oh my.
though, wait, and correct me if I'm wrong, Philip. As I went to the study,
Mm-hmm.
as I left Slicket and I left the Hades room, I
Mhm.
went down into the. I was going into the study in the first floor where
Mhm.
my room is.
I'm gonna
And-
players
and-
don't know this, but just to be the full yes, you while they were up there, you went up to the grand gallery.
Yes.
Then
I
you
talked with Slicket, and then
you
I
talked
left
to
him.
Slicket. Then you looked in a couple of rooms,
Yes.
and but you didn't.
But I'm
make
not
it-
mentioning I'm looking.
Yeah,
I
you're not
went
mentioning.
looking at
I'm
those. Yeah.
players don't know this. Sorry, but
Yeah.
is you kind of were doing some stuff, but then you did up there, kind of as you were walking on the first floor, as you were making your way towards Zeus, you instead
I met Gladys. Yeah, Gladys
She
was
was-
there.
Aphrodite, and
She was in her room, right?
she was in.
She
her
came out of her room.
She
Yeah,
did.
she came out of her room.
So then you guys
and-
both went to the study.
Yes, and then I
'cause you
went
said
to the
that's where you
study.
were going, and you guys sat there
Oh.
awkwardly for a while.
Yes.
And
yes,
you did have a pretty distinct impression she didn't want you in there alone.
Yes. I'm gonna mention that too. That for some reason she stayed and did not make conversation and just
Wait, the study?
yes, the first floor study.
We must go there immediately.
And then and then you all came back from your Slancy, whatever, and then
Let's go there immediately. We must
Sybil's
see if there's
gone.
any
The second the
evidence
doctor
there.
said that, she's out the door.
Let us go.
okay.
So here's what I'm thinking.
So where you guys are where are you guys going?
The study, I guess.
And is
The
it
first-
so? And so it is the four of you, Baroness. Or are you going with them?
Can you keep up with us?
Oh wait, Vonda, are you frozen?
Oh no, she's frozen. She's not moving.
Man, it really looked
No!
like Vonda was like
I
reading.
thought she was looking at her phone or something.
Oh, wow.
And now she's gone.
Oh, no. And
She's
gone.
just
Oh,
messed it
here.
apart.
Probably follow.
Damn it. See, the problem is though the 4 windows are not the same scale as the 5 windows, so I have to rescale us.
I have
Come
mastered
on.
the art
Come
of
on,
staying
Zoom.
perfectly still. That I
You know, it kind of works out that I'm revealing all this right now.
I genuinely love how you're revealing all this right now. I think it's really funny.
I know realistically it's because he's literally been gone since people got murdered, and that's why we didn't know.
Yeah.
But like,
It is
like
in character
the story of the
Reginald.
game, it's like you just forgot to tell us all this
That's-
shit. Like,
That's Lord Reginald.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I totally saw him in there. Yeah.
That's our Reggie.
This is the guy in the murder mystery. You think this guy is too stupid to be the murderer, but it turns out he's the mastermind who's like 500 IQ that has killed 15
Playing us
people.
all.
Yeah. Like what's his name? Like Scary Movie 1, the literal retard was the killer.
Oh man.
So
All right, so as we're going up, I don't know if we'll wait for Vonda to get back here.
I
mean-
will text, but yeah,
I mean, it's 9:30. I don't know that.
we
Okay.
probably won't. So basically, you know what?
So
God,
we all-
it's
I didn't mean that as
And
a
we don't
stopping
know where
point. I
Gladys
want to go to
is.
the study.
And we're all going to the study. So.
All right, so
I got in trouble for a stopping point last week. I didn't get in trouble, but I got a mild objection to my early stopping point last week. So yes, we will.
no. You did not. No, you
Oh.
absolutely did not.
he didn't even apply. It was you.
What was actually said?
No, but I know what he's saying, and you did not.
What was actually said then?
He said, he asked if I was bothered by the early stopping points, and I said, of course I would have loved to keep going to find out more of the mystery, but I have no problem with it because how dare you, sir? The audacity!
I didn't say
Audacity
it was
of
you.
this parlor master.
It is. Oh wait, here we go. I'm
she
even
back?
gonna phrase that like it's kind of presumptuous of you to think I'm talking about you.
I know that's what I'm implying. You didn't imply it was you.
I bet you think you know how "You're So Vain" by Carly Simon. The whole thing is like, I bet you think this song is about you. How it's like, you're so vain, you think the song's about you. Well, the song is obviously about you. Like that has always bugged me a huge amount. Yes, the song's about me. You're singing "I'm the You." What do you mean, Carly Simon?
All right. We're in a high action
So
high action
yeah,
scene.
so Baroness,
We're
all I
dashing
was,
over.
how much did you? I don't know. You were frozen in such a way that we thought you were reading something.
No, Firefox just threw a bubbly.
Bad
man.
bad
Okay.
news. So a question for you.
Yes.
Do you? They are going.
What was the last thing you heard us say?
Yeah. What's the last thing you heard them saying?
I don't know.
Did you hear how it's
basically,
revealing stuff?
Basically, various people were complaining about Gladys.
Yeah, I was there for the beginning of that.
Okay, so basically people were like, wait, like Lord Reginald was like, oh yeah, but Gladys was upstairs, and they were like, wait, who wasn't in the thing? So like you talked to Slicket when you and Gladys and Slicket all left the seance. You all left before the seance. Slicket left during dinner. You and Gladys left before the seance. Reginald revealed he talked to Slicket in the Grand Gallery, left him there. He was drunk and mad. And then he talked, and then he hung out with Gladys in the study after that.
And before that, I heard someone go into the Hades room, but I didn't know who it was.
Correct.
And they locked the door.
Then that couldn't have been Gladys.
And then I went downstairs to the first room study, and then Gladys came out of her room, and then followed me into the study.
Now, Lord Reginald, I don't want to.
Is he misinterpreting something that was said previously?
No, he's just.
Is he lying? Is he a liar?
I'm gonna send this to you
false
in chat.
information?
I'm gonna send this to you in chat because I want you to have the opportunity to say what you just said.
Okay. What did I leave out?
Or what are you adding in?
Yeah, did I add something that was?
That wasn't there. That wasn't
Yeah.
exactly true.
Now make sure you're sending it to just me.
I'm sending it to just you.
All right, Reginald.
Oh,
Oh.
that's right. Okay,
Oh.
no, you're right. You're right. I forgot. I honed in on the wrong thing. So,
Okay, what did you say that wasn't?
So Reginald
true?
starts talking and then kind of clams up for a moment as his handsome, as behind his handsome eyes, his less than handsome brain kind of.
as I say, I heard the Hades door close. I go, wait a minute. No, I heard a door close somewhere in that area. I thought it
Okay.
was the Hades door, but
That is different then. That is
yes,
much different.
but somebody was up. But somebody was up in there too, because I heard a door
But
close.
the
But
only doors by
this-
the Hades room
is
Also-
are to stairs.
There are also the servants' quarters up there.
that's what I mean. There's the servant's door, and that's it. It's either the Hades door or the servants. But that's what I mean. I before I rounded that corner, I heard a door close. So
So you possibly just heard a door close to a servant.
So as you guys have this, I'm gonna say this conversation was had on the walk. Baroness, are you going with them up to the
and
study?
then I revealed Gladys and yeah.
Sure, I am going.
I'm sort of
Um,
rushing, so if you can keep up.
Yeah, same. Sybil's.
Understood. So you guys go. We'll say that Joey comes with you. Alicia comes with you. Vivian and the Marchioness do not. So Alicia and Joey are like they're kind of like following of like, you know, what's going on. Reginald saying all of this. Joey
and
from the back is like, what? What's that? What's going on? Alicia, shut
What is
So-
Ivan doing?
He'll probably follow, I would imagine.
Ivan should
Or is
stay.
he staying back with the Marchioness though?
Yes,
actually?
Ivan's gonna
should
stay with the
stay
Marchioness.
Oh, Ivan. Oh, Ivan.
Ivan.
I'm gonna say.
Wait, Philip, did I check both doors? I checked the servant's door too, right?
You may have. That one would not have been locked.
Oh.
If you did, I genuinely don't recall you doing that because it.
I didn't open the servant's door, but I thought I checked if it was.
That doesn't have like a handle on it. It has kind of like a hidden little, like a
Oh.
latch. Like you would have seen it, but there's not like a door handle because they want it to look like the wall. How
Yeah.
people
Okay.
are. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
then I probably
it wouldn't have
didn't,
slammed anyway. So anyway, as I was
Yeah.
explaining on
But
the
it
run,
well,
unless you want to
it-
You
continue.
never know.
it
I mean, you
certainly
never
could
know.
have slammed, but if you could have opened it and it would have been not locked.
Yeah, I know
if
I
you
didn't
had.
open it, but yeah.
But yeah, if you tried it, it was not locked for sure.
Man, yeah, my assumption, like Sybil's, was it's probably the Hades room. Yeah.
I didn't assume. You told me it was the Hades room.
No, I said I heard something from the Hades. Not the Hades. I heard something in that direction, and the
Oh,
only
okay.
doors
There you go.
was either the Hades, or the servants, and those are the only two doors there. So it's like,
Or to the stairs.
That we know of.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
so-
to the study.
So yeah, as I'm explaining, there's a high possibility that some evidence is in the study right now, and if Gladys is involved, I did explain where we're gonna go to the study next. So, man, hopefully no evidence is being destroyed or tampered with right now.
So as you guys run upstairs, in a certain kind of Agatha Christie story, you guys
Oh,
would
no.
get.
oh, I'm
in
thinking
there.
more Clue.
Or Clue. You would open this door to find Gladys dead. But
Do we?
Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
you do not.
Wait. Okay, you son of a bitch.
Instead, you
She
see
is
as you
dying.
rush up to the study door, you see that it is open. As you walk inside, you see that Gladys is sort of crouched by one of the chairs. And she sort of turns back at all of you kind of with a surprised glance. And she has a handkerchief in her hand. And she uses the handkerchief to pick up a knife. Kind of like she's in the process, and you come, she's like this, but she's holding a knife.
Is the knife bloody?
Is there a
Knife.
dead body in the room?
Is not bloody.
Any
You
legs
see-
sticking out?
You
It's
see
not
no
bloody?
legs, and there's no blood pool on the floor. No.
The knife is clean?
And she
Oh,
says,
can I do
"I-
the deduction?
I
Deduction?
don't.
Anything?
Sure, make a deduction roll.
Gladys.
Here, I'll.
I tackle her. No, I'm just kidding. Don't use the knife.
Oh, it's a 4. I'm gonna use a hard point because
Okay.
I never used one. 5. Then.
I just sent you a chat.
Are you going marvelous, Miss? What is it? Marple on this? Actually, I don't know. I don't know if that's a show.
Oh, that's awesome.
What have you determined?
Not telling you.
Okay, fine.
She's
So-
just like, I don't know what. I just.
What are you doing, Gladys? Why
she,
are you?
She
picking
sets
up
the
a
knife down and backs away.
in such a way that you wouldn't leave fingerprints? Is it a known thing?
Fingerprints are known; they're not widely
Right.
used. But if someone's
Okay.
being extra careful, they're certainly aware of them. I don't. It was simply, I was sitting in this chair and I felt that it seemed to be hidden behind the cushions.
Knife hidden behind the cushions?
You felt?
I felt there was something there, and as I looked, I saw a knife, and I wasn't. You're sure that the blade? I don't know. I'm not. And Alicia says, Gladys, you should just come this way now. Everything's all right.
Okay.
Gladys seems pretty agitated. Go ahead, Doctor.
Is there like a fireplace in this room or anything somewhere to dispose of any papers or whatnot?
There would be a fireplace in this room, yes.
Is there a waste paper basket?
There is a waste paper basket, yes.
I'm looking for
Is there anything
stationery.
in it?
Is there stationery there?
In the fireplace? Or the waste or the basket?
Just some in general, like someone who would say written a bunch of invitations using some sort of stationery.
Yes, as you guys look at the stationery here, a couple of drawers are opened, shelves are glanced through, and Dr. Gordon, you see a rather thin stack of cream-colored paper. Sybil, as your eyes fall upon it, you know that this is the paper you've been looking for. This is the paper that your invitations were written on.
Where was it?
Here in the study on the, so it's, if you look at the map, it's on
Yeah.
it's the first floor study. This paper was found.
No, yeah, but I mean, like,
Within the
What?
desk.
It was within the desk, right?
It was in a drawer that had other papers on like little shelves within the drawer, and there's this is the smallest stack of paper that's in there.
and this study, does Course go in, like, because it looked like he did everything in Hades. So is this somewhere he would go to even do anything, or is this like,
Are you asking?
yeah?
Alicia says he typically worked upstairs in his office, but I'm sure it's possible he would use this study from time to time. But typically he was upstairs in Hades, yes.
Did someone else use this room? Also?
I mean,
Someone here has met someone coming out of this room. I do not remember who it was, and I wasn't there. Dr. Gordon wasn't there personally to see that interaction.
No, I met I met Gladys going into the room.
you met me going into what room? I know that that I believe, was it Sybil and Reginald both found Gladys up here when they first arrived yesterday afternoon as well.
That is true. Yes.
Gladys says, I use this room. Vivian does. Mother does at times. Joey, do you ever write in here? And Joey says, I don't really write, you know. I prefer to let my words speak for me. Alicia says, that is writing. Okay. Yes.
So you
Gladys
say,
is-
oh, did you reveal that that paper that was in Slicket's hand was the same as the
Yeah, Sybil, do you want to
Stationary.
test that right now here?
public?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
Well, I mean, does that paper look ripped at all, or is it all like clean paper?
This is all clean sheets of the paper.
Yeah, then no.
So then, yeah, I'll check the wastebasket as well as the
Gladys.
fireplace, see if there's any hints.
Gladys will look at you. Dr. Gordon, the waste paper basket seems to have been cleared out at some point today. It is empty. The fireplace does not have ashes of any paper burned in it. Gladys will turn to you as you say something to her, Sybil, with kind of, wider eyes.
When did you first meet Thomas More?
Alicia says they're all aware. Thomas More? Well, I was only a girl at the time, but he worked for father. This would have been many years ago. If my age is, which I know my age, which is 33, and he started working for father around 26 years ago, so I would have been 6
5
or
or 6.
5 or
6.
6, 6 or 7 when he was first around. Mm-hmm. I just got one of the best secret messages I've got so far in this game.
Huh. All right.
They're all doing this.
Yeah.
Wait, no, everybody's in this room.
Pretty
Whatever.
much
I'll-
everyone except for Ivan, Vivian,
Yeah.
and the Marchioness are in the room.
And Odette.
Yeah,
know
I'll
Dad.
double check that the paper's still there for now.
No one has picked your pocket.
Okay, good.
About to ask Reginald, what does that paper say?
Gladys gives you this pleading look.
You're not
It could be
cer-
relevant, Gladys.
You're certainly not expecting to blackmail her about this, right? Or just keeping it safe.
It's not. Well,
fact that you didn't deny that outright concerns me.
Oh no, it is.
I'm gonna need you to outright deny you're gonna blackmail anyone. Yeah.
No. Oh no, if I'm blackmailing, no, I'm not blackmailing with anybody. I'm keeping the information safe. But I mean, considering what we just learned, I think it might as well. Now pull it out.
All right. You can reveal it if you'd like.
Is this
So,
about Roy Martin?
Lord Corse has determined that one Roy Martin stole a great deal of money from companies operated and administered by the family, and then fled to America. The most interesting thing, though,
Stop, please. Just don't.
is that Gladys.
Yes. Alicia is kind of looking with like Alicia seems genuinely confused. Joey is like looking at you like, what?
The
Like,
most
so it-
interesting thing
Yes, what's the most interesting thing, old chap? Yeah.
is that Corpse believes he was unwittingly helped by doing this by one Lord Joey, and that it was all Joey's fault.
Wait.
Sorry, what?
What?
So basically what Lord Reginald is saying, and Gladys is like just making this face. So basically, apparently Gladys's husband, Roy Martin, stole a huge amount of money. Like, not through, like, yes, embezzlement, but not through, like, little forgery, just, like, through, like, straight up, like...
A heist?
Like transferring funds into his name
Yeah,
and then
the transfers,
leaving the
yeah.
country to America. Just, like, abandoning them, and he's living under an assumed name in America now, apparently. He just, you know, is living it up on £1 million he stole. But what Lord Reginald just says is that it was all Lord Joey's, according to Corse. It was little Joey's fault. Little Joey.
How long ago was that?
That
Yeah,
was
he-
only a few years ago.
Yeah, and it was just like he unknowingly helped him do all this stuff.
And Alicia just gives Joey this sort of shocked look. Gladys covers her face. Joey kind of like his jaw just... What? And that is where we will end tonight's session.
The plot thickens.
So,
I'm more curious why she's so like. She must know all of this then, like about Joey then, or like whatever.
At least
Joey
she probably knows
may or-
about her husband.
Yeah.
I mean, she said she didn't know what was on that page. She definitely knew what was on that
Yeah.
page.
she definitely knew it was on.
She 100% knew. She
Yeah.
wanted to keep it hidden.
But the thing was that she was more like, hey, don't say what it says about Joey. Like that's the more like.
Is that what?
He's just protecting Joey.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, if
Did
Joey
say-
doesn't know, she wouldn't want him to feel guilty or something.
Yeah.
But if Joey does
Plot?
know,
The plot does seem to thicken, and obviously, guys, this is such a convoluted plot. I'm so happy. I like it so much. I hope you guys.
I want to see the chart after this. Like,
Yeah, you need it. You guys may need to make you may want to do a chart and such, and I can provide more information on these things. There's a knife. There's a mysterious knife in this room. What does that mean? Now you found the paper that Sybil's been looking for, but now she's like, I don't care about the paper in this context. We know there's more paper here, but anyone can, yes, it's all stuff. Forgery? That's never what you want to hear in a game about where handwriting matters. You never want to introduce forgery, but we did. So there's a lot of new little threads to untangle. So thank you so much, my players. I'm very excited about you guys kind of continuing this next week. Hopefully we'll get Ivan here to further muddy the water with giving the Martinez foot massages while
Yeah,
everyone
I'm
else is
really
investigating.
curious what the hell is going on there.
I mean, what
I'm
the
not.
hell's going?
I'm really
yeah,
happy
it's
to
pretty.
leave that
No,
I
alone.
know what's going
you
on.
don't
but
care what he's
how
up to
did-
ever.
How did
Don't
this
worry.
happen? Or
They're just
I
playing.
wanna-
They just are really
What-
into Monopoly. Okay.
I want to
They
know
just-
details.
You
They
keep
fight over who
saying
gets to be the thimble.
Well, we'll if ask for details and they may come to you during the game. So thank you all so much for playing and for watching. I'll mention go to our About page to see the cool stuff our players get up to. Go to our Discord to read recaps of this stuff and see all of our other social media things. We have 1,000 followers on TikTok. Apparently that matters. So yay to Lauren for that. I'm also going to say we will be having our I'm now only 90% sure we're going to have Blood from a Stone this week. We may have some availability issues, and because Voluptua is such a big deal, I really want to do Voluptua right, so we may do some alternate thing or take the week off of that, but I still think we should play, but I'm just giving that as like a minor heads-up warning about Friday. Saturday, we'll have our second episode of Long Lost Loves, the talk show where they'll talk about some nostalgic fun thing, nerdy and nice and all that kind of stuff. On Sunday, we will have our second session of A More Wretched Hive, the Star Wars game that Pierce is running. And then on Monday, we will have another session of Civilized Age, the Star Wars game I'm running. So much Star Wars, sometimes Star Trek, sometimes Agatha Christie. We ought to play D&D again at some point. So thank you all for watching. Join us next week again for this. Anybody else want to say any nonsense or complaints about the murder mystery or complaints about how I've cast aspersions about people who I never said people complained, but Anybody final words, final thoughts?
Slick it.
Then slick it up. Remember when I said slick it multiple times when I was trying to say course and then I kept doing it?
Slick it, slick it, slick it, slick it, slick it.
Well, on that happy note, I will end as we always do for this game. Damn it, I hate to say the word game right before I say game in the file. I'll end it as we always do for this continuing mystery. The game is afoot.